Hey guys. So, I had quite an adventure, or I would say really not so much I mean, it was kind of an adventure in a sense, um, I wanted to come on here and, talk about, what literally just happened a few minutes ago. It's really funny because I will a lot of my YouTube videos that will be posted and uploaded are going to be about animals. I love animals. It was always a childhood passion of mine. It's probably one of the top passions that I have along with music, knowing fictional characters, superheroes to be specific, supervillains in different franchises, different universes. Um, but I wanted to share kind of a really awesome story. Um, I don't know if I can actually bring up my gallery. I might be able to go back and edit. Um, but I went to PetSmart today. Actually, I saw this animal back in December when my mom and I went to PetSmart by Michael's in North Conway, but I had happened to look where they have like that reptile display, where they have the reptiles in these little tanks. They had so one of them had a an Asian forest scorpion, and then the other tank had a red toe tarantula, which I know you're probably saying it's not common to see. I mean, a scorpion would not probably be your first pick for a pet. They're really, I mean, temperament between scorpions. The thing is, obviously, the bigger ones hold the less, I mean, they hold the less lethal venom and rely more on their large pincers to kill their prey. But the two species that are actually often confused in pet stores, or really pet stores, obviously putting these animals, in that little case they have at PetSmart. They don't know, or they have to determine. Some people just assume that it could be a red tail scorpion, which are, I think that's the cousin to the, no, not the, so actually no, the other one was an emperor scorpion. So like the giant, the not giant, Asian forest scorpion, the emperor scorpion actually is, they are more, I think, in their their sting is actually less lethal. It doesn't really hurt you. They say it's like a knitting needle, getting pricked by a knitting needle from the emperor scorpion. So, but unlike the Asian forest scorpion, their stings are a bit more like a bee sting than the emperor scorpion. But emperor scorpion, so scorpions are an animal you definitely, I would say the emperor scorpions behavior wise are not as aggressive as the Asian forest scorpion, where if you try to move an Asian giant or Asian forest scorpion, they will prance up on their legs, or really they'll kind of show their pincers, showing that they're tough. But emperors are they're more chill, they're more relaxed. And really, they're really good animals to watch. They say Scorpions are better to watch, in their enclosure or when you take them out. Um, but the thing is, emperor scorpions too, as I said, they are as far as temperament goes, these two scorpions are like they're beginners. They're the two like creatures that aren't reptiles but are the two beginner scorpions. They are You don't have to worry about their venom causing any like what is it respiratory failure or anything like that. I will say with the Asian forest scorpion, since their sting is like a bee sting, they tell you to always, if you're allergic to wasps, hornets, or bees, to have an ampi pen with you, because if you have an allergic reaction to the bee, allergic to bees, um I will say that those are two arachnids you could start out with. I mean, those would be your beginning scorpions, because anything smaller than those two, it's going to be a lot of work and the danger is going to be a lot higher, because not only are the smallest scorpions the deadliest, but they're the ones that will send you to the hospital. And in all seriousness, I definitely would not have. I feel like to have any kind of animal like that, you have to know how to handle them. You have to know the habitat. I mean, the Asian forest scorpion, they're native to parts of Asia. So, I mean, really towards Indonesia, China, right around that area. And they actually are, so this kind of scorpion, so scorpions are typically, they sleep most of the day, meaning that they are nocturnal. It's rare to see one come out during the day, but if you do, it's usually they might be getting something to eat, because the thing is, I think it's like they can eat up to like, if you give them crickets, because they provide you with crickets at pet stores to feed anything that's a reptile, other than like the tortoises they have, which do eat vegetation. But the thing is, for these scorpions to have a good enclosure, you definitely need to have dirt, sand, really sand. I would say either sand. You have to have heat for them. The thing is, heat's really important. I will say, make sure the heat machine is on the side of the tank and not where the scorpion burrows, because too much heat can kill the scorpion if they burrow deep down into the enclosure, because that's what scorpions do, is they burrow. They because the soil has the cushion they need. And they say to not to have a big thing of water for them, is to really just get like a something maybe about that long, because if you fill it up way too much with water, the scorpion will fall in and drown. So the really important aspect of having a scorpion, having any of these bigger scorpions, because they're not going to be your average snake or bearded dragon. These animals are not even reptiles. They're arachnids, same family along with spiders, horseshoe crabs. They need moisturizer, and another thing too is when you do handle these animals, you let them, like when you're cleaning their enclosure out. But the thing is, you usually get these. They're like millipedes, but they actually are like the vacuum cleaners in a scorpion tank. Obviously, you would have to remove your scorpion before putting these bugs in the tank, but they help get rid of the bacteria and the parasites collected in the tank. Um, but usually pet stores will get scorpions. When they get them, they're really small. Because I had asked one of the employees today, she said the one they have came in about this long, but the Asian forest scorpion, I mean, is huge. I mean, I would say from their head to their tail. I mean, if I had him flat out in my hand, his legs would probably be like right there on each side, and the big pincers. Um, but unfortunately, when they're given to pet stores, they're given to them, to sell. Um, However, I mean, I would not have an animal like that in my home, because the thing is, or whoever I live with, because I know my mom, she does not like any creepy crawlies or things that go bump in the night. And that includes reptiles. So if I ever were to get some, or not get something like that, but work at a place that has these animals, it's going to be away from home, obviously, or wherever I'm living. But I have a picture. I took a picture of the scorpion and the tarantula. You can't see them in the picture because as I said, scorpions, they usually are asleep during the day. But it's awesome because the enclosure, they had put in with the scorpion a cut up coconut, but they used it as like as literally like a shelter for the scorpion, so the scorpion can go in there when it wants to and sleep. And they had a similar thing going on for the tarantula as well. But I think I mean, the fact that, I mean, yeah, a scorpion is definitely not your average dog or cat. It's something completely different. It's not a reptile, it's not a fish, it's not a bird, it's not a rodent. It's something literally the next, like, it's something, you would consider more as an exotic pet. But this is where I state is that the smallest are the most deadly, and the ones, unfortunately, that do kill their owners, kill people. But really to consider is having a venomous. So, as the Emperor Scorpion and Asian Forest Scorpion goes, they're two great beginner scorpions. Um, they're pretty maintainable to take care of. People say they're easy, when it comes to like cleaning out, putting in the soil for, the bedding. They crawl in, putting a really small water dish in there, like not obviously putting a lot of water. I mean, the scenario of them drowning. But what a lot of people know about arachnids is arachnids have a exoskeleton, and they say when you are going to make contact with your scorpion, or the scorpion, is, I mean, they're really fast too. For an arachnid, they can like sprint up to quick bursts. Um, but emperor scorpions and scorpions like the Asian forest scorpion are ones we don't need. I mean, the bigger the pincers, the less the venom. They still have venom though. The venom is still there, but it is not fatal to humans. As I said, it's the smaller ones that bring you to the hospital. And I'm gonna show you guys some. I don't know if I can do that. I don't want to do copywriting stuff, but I'm gonna show you kind of what I'm talking about. So right now, so going by resources, the Death Stalker is the most dangerous scorpion, but it features a potent cocktail of neurotoxins. But they say the venom is extremely painful and can cause severe life threatening symptoms, particularly respiratory failure. But unfortunately, the Death Stalker has a neurotoxic venom that can cause severe pain, fevers, convulsions, and potential pulmonary edema, which is fluid in the lungs. But the most venomous scorpion in the US is actually the Arizona bark scorpion. But what a lot of people know is that while the Death Stalker is highly dangerous with the neurotoxins in its venom, um, they also use the venom for medical uses, including cancer treatments, medicine, and treating cancer, forms of cancer. And then the Brazilian yellow scorpion is actually the most dangerous species in South America. But here it says that the Death Stalker scorpion is considered the most dangerous, but here this is Las Vegas pest control. But this guy is called the but the thing is this scorpion I feel like would even out I think outruns the Death Stalker in a lot of ways. But this is the Indian red scorpion. It says right here in the Las Vegas news report, um, is the most venomous in the world. So we're not just talking in a certain part of the world, in the world. Its venom can cause severe cardiovascular and respiratory issues, often leading to fatal outcomes. In this article, okay, it says we explore why this scorpion is so deadly and look at other dangerous species. But it says the cardiovascular and respiratory effects particularly um, involve children, endangered children. The anti-venom plays a crucial role in reducing fatalities from scorpion stings, with advancements in treatment significantly improving recovery outcomes. They are widely so the Indian red scorpion is widely regarded as the deadliest scorpion in the world. They are found primarily in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. It says the Indian red scorpion's venom primarily impacts the cardiovascular and respiratory system. Victims of this scorpion sting can experience symptoms ranging from, actually, it says they consist of abnormal, so I would say abnormal heartbeats, heart rhythms, and blood pressure variations. Meaning this sting can involve, high or low blood pressure, leading to pulmonary edema, which can be fatal. But the rates from an Indian red scorpion range alarmingly from 8% to 40%. That's a big jump. But it says children are vulnerable to these reactions from these animals because it has more of an instant effect due to their smaller, due to the children's body size. But the most dangerous, as I said, species of scorpion in South America, actually all of South America, is the Brazilian yellow scorpion. But it says here they are responsible for over, wow, that's a big number, 1,080,000 sting incidents annually in Brazil, a number that has surged by over 200% in the past decade. But the but it actually, the venom contains a mixture of neurotoxins and anesmes, that not only cause really bad or severe symptoms, but facilitate the rapid spread of of the venom within the target's body. But scorpions are probably one of the animals that are most fascinating because their venom can be used in medicine. Obviously, it can be I mean, it can be death, but with us people, it can help. It can either kill us or it can help die out the cancer cells out of somebody's body. Which I did read about that a sting from a scorpion with venom can actually, I think it actually helps a lot of different kinds of cancers, like breast cancer I know is one of them. But I love researching about scorpions. They're an animal that can either kill you. From I mean, really, it defines the size, but it also defines, or really, it's really the, scorpions can kill you or they can save you. They can treat you or they can kill you is what I like to. But the thing is, scorpions aren't going to kill not unless they're provoked as any other animal. They're not going to, sting you on sight. I mean, it would, if you fuck with one and it's in it, and the thing is it's a scorpion you don't want to screw with. I mean, you're putting yourself in danger. It's like, for me, it's like, if you were to enter a territory of a rattlesnake, right? You're gonna hear the rattle before it strikes, and the rattle is the warning. I mean, yes, you can dodge a strike, but those snakes are locked. I refer to rattlesnakes as if you were to put a bullet in a handgun. The thing is, you put the bullet in, cock it, and then fire at your target. I mean, that's exactly what the rattlesnake does. Is the tail rattles, he's getting ready to cock back and then strike. And snakes, like us people at the beach, like the shade. Snakes like, coiling under big, or like rocks, stones. But rattlesnakes, I mean, the thing is, you're gonna hear one. Their rattle. You're gonna hear. They're gonna give you that rattle. Now, is it a mariachi band, or really, it's the mariachi band with fangs? It's the mariachi band with guns cocked, ready to strike at your face. Now, will you get a the thing is, will you get a provoke strike? Meaning, will you get a strike right off the bat? I will say you always want to really, nature is going you the thing is, if people, I mean, this is what I think about. You're not going to be on your phone going through a desert. I mean, the thing is, cuz strikes like that, if you're walking in an open deserty area, you're not watching where you step, yes, but accidental or really bites will happen. And if you're not listening for that rattle, that hospital could be miles, maybe even hours away from where you are. But a snake bite, especially if it's not provoked, but you're not listening to the warning that snake makes, like a rattlesnake, you walk right by it, I guarantee it that snake will strike. You get in its space, boom. I will say a snake isn't going to come up to you or charge at you and strike. That's not what I'm saying. I'm stating that if somebody is not paying attention, they ignore the rattle, which I hope people at least don't have their freaking music playing and have their phones either shut off in their pocket or backpack. Because really, nature is going to tell you, I mean, nature is a good way of telling you, you know, this is going to be short lived. You either listen to me or you don't. You pay the consequences. But as I said, you're not going to get something like a snake that's going to automatically slither up to you. It's not going to be a mock charge. Mock charges are for bigger animals like bears, Cape buffalo, things that actually will come at you full force. Now a snake, it's the territory. It's if they feel cornered or they feel like you're getting too close in person. And I mean, the thing is, rattlesnakes, you have to listen for that rattle. Because if you're not listening, if you're not focused on the rattle, you could get a potential strike. Scorpions, an animal that I feel like is the same thing. You don't mess with the thing. You don't, I mean, the scorpion's not going to come charging at you 50, 45 miles an hour or mock charge you. It's if you get in that scorpion's, territory. I mean, as I said, the bigger scorpion carry the less lethal kind of venom, whereas something small, as I just read about the, what is it, red-tailed, I mean, that's a different story. I mean, the thing is, there's two scorpions. I mean, those are two. So the Death Stalker and then the one from that's found in India and Nepal. Those scorpions are ones that will make your life miserable, and it could be quick. And help could be days from coming, maybe hours from coming. But that's why they tell you not to mess with animals. And no, I mean, know your species, no animal warning or signal calls before you approach them. Know the animal, know the outcome. We give animals their space, especially if we know they can cause, as we humans can, animals can cause damage to us. So that's why we have to respect them and they have to respect us. Because we all live on common ground. But as I said, something like a scorpion, they don't have a rattle. However, I will say the bigger scorpions are less of the threat. Their stings can be, they can, you don't need anti venom for those stings, but the smaller ones, I will say, in treatment with cancer, the venom can be extracted into medicine, but these animals have enough of that to kill us and to help us. They can the thing is, what really happens in cancer, breast cancer, is scorpion venom actually can get rid of those particles within breast cancer. The venom can destroy the particles and the within different kinds of cancer. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get off. But thank you all for watching. I'll be doing a stop motion video. I'll be uploading this video first. But thank you all for watching and have a great night.